So we're out here at my storage unit, and I am just loading up to head out to the wilderness for a few days. It was a last minute decision to go, so I went to Walmart and stocked up. I still don't have a fridge, unfortunately, and I'm just working with what I have right now. I don't even have a bike rack, which I really need to get. So, anyways, I just felt like I took a nap earlier. I was tired because Floyd had surgery yesterday. Um, he's doing a lot better than what I thought he was going to be doing, so that's why we're going on this trip. We were originally just going to stay around town. So I'm not sure how good of an idea this is. I've had a few issues trying to get this van started when I go up into higher elevations. But I am quite the mechanic, so I have a feeling it's just the sensor and we should be all right. If anything does happen, I can always just ride my fat bike down to the main road and try to flag down some help because there's no self-service out there. The road we were gonna go up is all snow and ice. I really wasn't expecting there to be snow on the ground out here. The forecast was pretty warm over the last few days, so there's this pull off here. It's not really a campsite, but I've seen a couple little fire rings out here, so I think we'll just stay here and we will figure out what we're dealing with in the morning. This little pull out here, I found a halfway level spot. I don't want to do too much driving around and end up getting stuck. Something's been walking out here. There's a river nearby, so the animals probably come for a drink at night. Got Floyd out here, he's eating the snow. And I think I'm gonna get the fat bike out. Got my Voodoo Rangers out here, getting nice and cold. And probably just sit here and watch a couple things I have downloaded and call it good. So this spot is close enough to the road that I wanted to make sure I closed the curtains all the way. Just in case. I don't think I'll see anybody, but somebody might come up here. So I wanted to close everything. I did put the fat bike outside. I don't think it'll get stolen. It's out of sight, out of mind. Nobody knows I'm back here. So anyways, we're going to take it easy for the night. And here's Floyd sniffing the floor. What are you doing, bud? I took him outside for a minute, and he was going crazy in the snow. He's going to have fun with that tomorrow. The vet said to limit his exercise, though, for the next 10 weeks. So that is a long time. I'll try to show you what he got done here. Show him your thing, bud. Anyways, I don't know if you can see that, but I'll throw a picture up. He had a fatty lipoma right there. And we were due to get it off 2 different times. One time it got canceled, and the other time they weren't sure if he could go under for surgery. So anyways, we finally got it cleared, and they did it yesterday. All right, I will see you guys in the morning. It's like 11 o'clock the next morning. I don't know what happened, but I went to bed last night, and I did not want to wake up until about 30 minutes ago. So it was probably the best night of sleep I've had in weeks, honestly. And I think it's because it's so quiet out here. But there was somebody that came through here this morning. It woke me up, and then I was paranoid about my bike getting stolen. So I woke up, and I just didn't go back to bed. I started the van because I don't think we're going to stay at this spot. It's too close to the road. A lot of road noise. And then going up, this is all, I'm going to check this out before we leave just to see how bad it is. I'm going to walk up there a little bit with Floyd, but it's just all ice, and I know it doesn't look too crazy, but it does go straight up about a quarter mile down the road. It's a pretty big grade, so I don't have the right stuff to be doing this. But We're gonna go check out a couple other forest roads and see what happens. I do miss the desert. I think we're gonna probably change things up here after the first of the year on our location. It doesn't really show up on camera, but even with the sun out, it stays so dark in these forested areas here in Oregon. I think I found a doable road. I don't have any service out here, so I used my hiking app to look at the terrain. And this one seems much easier to get up. But getting back on that main road just to, like, you know, you're looking at the side of the highway for the turnoff, and it's just like those cars, man. I actually missed this turn, and luckily there was nobody behind me, so I turned around really quick. But it's just like driving on that road is nerve-wracking, and I drive professionally for a living, so maybe it feels different to me when I'm in a truck, but when you're in a car, it feels like the other cars are just trying to harass you into going faster. Okay, so it stinks like burnt rubber out here now because I had to just basically gun it in reverse to try to get out of this spot over here where I got stuck. I'm never coming out here again without at least a shovel and chains, at the very least. This thing just gets stuck immediately. But anyways, I just got stuck right here, and I used these pine branches to get me out. Luckily it worked. I could have been back here for a while. So the road was really good, and then it just turned bad like pretty quick. So anyways, I looked at the map and I missed the turn that I actually wanted to take, which would have kept me much lower with less snow. So Oregon, the snow's different here. You know, I'm used to like Wyoming and Colorado and New Mexico and stuff, but this stuff just like, it melts during the day and turns to ice at night. So anyways, let's see if we can just get reversed out of here, and then we'll go back down that other road where I wanted to go originally. All right, so I tried to turn around after reversing here because it looked pretty flat with some snow, and now I am stuck again. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do this time. Hopefully I'll be able to get out of it. I'll mess around with it for about the next hour or so, probably. Somebody else did not have a good day out here. It looks like a bunch of broken glass, maybe a window. I don't know. This is becoming not so fun anymore. Okay, so after being stuck twice and getting out, luckily, the site that I want is down this road here, but there's this hill that takes you down here, and I am not sure that I even want to try this, because this stuff right here, there's just zero traction on it, and this is what has been getting me stuck the last 2 times. It's this layer of slick shit. So I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I don't really want to go back to that one place we were just at. There's really nothing to do there. It's pretty steep incline to get up into the forest, and Floyd is limited on what he can do for exercise because of his surgery. So I don't know, we might just end up scrapping this, but we're gonna, I don't think I want to try this road just because of this one spot right here. This is the only spot that looks bad. I walked down there quite a ways. I decided to turn around instead of going down that road with the hill on it. If I had a winch or even chains at the very least, I think I would probably just go down there. But without that stuff, I don't want to risk it. I don't know how much this road gets traffic. I'm just keeping my eye out for a campsite. I think I just found one actually. Hold on. I found a nice site for us. Luckily, on our way back to the main road, I actually was thinking about bailing out. I'm glad I didn't. So this will be our site for the next few days, and probably head back to town, I don't know, maybe on Saturday, Friday or Saturday. I thought about going to the coast instead of coming out here, but I'm glad I came out here instead, because this is probably one of the last weekends that I'll be able to actually get out here without it being buried in snow. There's snow in the forecast for later this week. This is considered the western slope of the Cascades. The generator that I use to charge up my batteries for the time being will not start. It's showing me that it's low on oil for some reason, which is weird. But anyways, I won't be able to charge my batteries up, so I'm gonna have to conserve power after I get everything hooked up the right way with the DC to DC charger and get my solar up here. I won't have this problem anymore because I can get rid of the generator. I've had lunch, and so has Floyd, and now since I've wasted half of the day getting stuck and sleeping in, we are gonna go on a bike ride. Floyd's gonna stay here. I'm just gonna go on this one. I'm gonna go check out this forest road and see how bad the snow is. I did bring a pump so I can air down my tires on the bike if I have to get some flotation going over the snow. Hold on, I'm gonna have to use both hands on this. I need to get one of those helmet GoPros so that way I don't have to hold a camera, because it's kind of hard. But we're gonna go down to this site that I was wanting to stay at and see what we can find. Last time I passed it over Thanksgiving, there was, I think, 3 or 4 people staying there. It's a really nice site. It's right next to the river. So let's go check that out. I actually couldn't even get to that campsite because the road is just pretty snowed in. The fat bike's really good on snow, but this wet stuff, if it's any more than like 6 inches deep, even if you air down the tires, it doesn't do anything. You just get stuck and have to walk and push, and yeah. But I found this campground. I wonder if there's a bathroom open. That'd be nice. I always prefer to use a vault toilet or something instead of digging holes. There is a river down here. I'm assuming it's the same one that goes through that campsite. The campsite is about another mile up the road. There's no way we would have gotten back here with the van, so I'm glad I didn't even try. I think we'll probably just end up staying tonight and leaving tomorrow. There's just not a whole lot to do out here with Floyd, and he needs to get his rest. So the original plan for this week, after I found out that they wanted to do the surgery on him, I was gonna get a hotel for the whole week just to let him heal up and take it easy. So we might end up going back to town tomorrow and probably do just that. That'll give me some time to get all that stuff out of the van, and I can start working on the build while Floyd is just hanging out. So, but yeah, we'll go explore a little bit more and have dinner tonight, drink a couple of beers, and call it good. See if this restroom is open, because that would be awesome if it was. It's open. And it's clean. And there's toilet paper. That's good. All right, I'm not gonna film this part of the video. Seems like every which way I go, the trails are pretty well snowed in. We've been riding, well, I've been riding for, I don't know, maybe 3 miles down various forest roads, but I think I'm gonna go back to my van. I've been gone for, I don't know, an hour and a half. There's not much daylight left, so I don't want to leave Floyd there too long. He usually doesn't get left behind on anything. He comes on pretty much everything I do, so it's kind of a new thing for me to leave him in the van, and I'm not entirely comfortable with it yet, to be honest with you. So let's go back to the van. I was just out here looking around before I turned back for the van, and I found this. Looks like a fire pit. I wonder why there's dirt all over it. I thought about digging it up. I'm not sure if I actually want to. Then I found some firewood and a saw. So I'm going to try to figure out how to bring this back to my campsite. It looks pretty dry, so I'll try to figure this out. I kicked this open. Curiosity kills the cat, you know. But anyways, there's nothing here. It looks like they were just being responsible and buried their fire in dirt to make sure it was out. All right, we're back at the van now. Well, I'm back at the van. I keep saying we because I bring Floyd everywhere. I got the saw. I didn't take any of the firewood. I didn't have a really good way to transport it. I tried to put it in the little panniers that zip down, but they just kept falling out. So we'll leave that for somebody else. I don't think I'm going to have a fire tonight anyways. But I tested the saw, and that worked good. So there's a freebie. And I don't know what we're going to do the rest of the day. I think I'm just going to try to get... Oh, yeah, I wanted to try this method that I came up with for taking a shower. It was really more for my bike trips. Trying to shower that way on the bike. But I think it'll work out here. And it's really not that cold. So I think that's what I'm going to try next. And then we'll probably just watch a movie or something after that. The idea is to get this water heated up just a little bit and then put it into this squirt bottle, which I'm planning on carrying on my bike on our next bike trip. I'm trying to get away from the baby wipes. They're just really not, they don't do much, and they're not environmentally friendly at all, even the flushable ones. So we're gonna try this and see if it works. So we are back in the van for tonight. We'll probably go out 1 or 2 more times just to let him go to the bathroom. But it's starting to get pretty dark out there. It's only 4:45 or something like that. So I haven't decided tomorrow if we're going to pack up and go out to the coast or if we're going to go get a hotel room near town so I can get some stuff done on the van. I got to get everything stripped out of here. The carpet, the bed, the shelves, all of that. And then, of course, Floyd needs his rest. So I have quite a bit of points saved up from all my work traveling I did this summer. The company I worked for provided a hotel twice a week, and I just used my credit card to book it, and then I got reimbursed through them. So I got all of those points. I think I have like 10 free nights right now, so I might as well use a few of them and try to get this thing in order. It smells in here, honestly. Like the carpet, I tried to clean it and then it just won't dry like at all. So it's time for all of this to come out and get a proper build put in there, or put in here, I should say. And then my power system's just kind of just whacked out. I just threw it together so that way I would have some power in here for the time being. I do want to change locations, I think. Like go out maybe into Nevada or something like that. I don't travel much. Like I'm not planning on crossing the country in this van. I do have some bike trips planned, and I'm kind of torn right now between doing a bike trip that I found in the Central Valley, California. It's like 650 miles. I would do that with Floyd. He has a trailer. Um, I'm torn between taking off to go do that right now or just get all the necessary stuff done that this van needs. Van travel is expensive. I know people try to make it look like, you're living the good life on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but I've been doing this on and off for 6 years, and it can be expensive depending on how much you move. Gas is expensive, repairs are expensive. Even new vans break down quite often. So, I mean, that's one big reason why I don't travel. I kind of just get to one place and stay in the spot for like 6 or 7 months. And the other reason is just because I have to work too. So, working for a week and then traveling, and then that just it wouldn't work. So I'm working on a few different things right now. I'm hoping to get out of doing full-time work. At least that kind. I kind of just want to get into something that matters to me. I don't want to not work, because I've done that before and it's pretty boring. Yeah, you have to have something to do. But I would like to maybe work from my laptop. I've been writing a lot lately, and I'm just trying to figure out how to share my stories. Right now, I'm writing a short story series about this guy named Jake who goes missing on a mountain out here in the West, and it's a completely fictional story. So I'm working on that, and I was hoping to maybe put that up online so people can read or whatever. That's really kind of where my passion's at as far as work, is telling stories. I don't do so well in front of a camera, and I don't feel like I speak very well, like, but I can write. So that's what I've been just kind of working on, and hopefully that goes somewhere. If it doesn't, oh well. But it would be nice to get that to the point where I wouldn't have to work full time anymore, especially with the meager lifestyle I live. I just don't have a lot of bills, so it should be pretty easy. We'll see what happens. I looked into moving, yeah, I already said that before. But yeah, I looked into moving abroad. I don't live in the van because I want to live in a van. I live in the van because it's cheap, compared to like living in an apartment, at least in my area. In some areas of this country, it would actually be cheaper to live in an apartment, in my opinion, than trying to do this van thing. So, yeah, I don't know. We're just going to hang out, and I'm going to shut this camera off for tonight, and I will visit with you guys in the morning and get this video wrapped up. All right, see it. Just took Floyd outside to go to the bathroom. It's like, I don't know, 7 o'clock. And he is just going nuts. He wants to go outside. He wants to go on a walk. He was out walking around the campsite. I put a little light on him so I can see him. I don't let him stay out there by himself after dark, just because of the threat of a possible mountain lion or something. But he just wants to go hiking right now. So I have my little cooking disaster going on here. For some reason I got up at 9:45. Again, I don't know what's going on. I've been sleeping like 12, 13 hours a night the last couple nights. And when I woke up this morning, I felt like I could still sleep for more than that. But this is my little extravaganza I have going on here. We have potatoes, onions. I garnish it with a lime, put some red pepper on it, and some black pepper, and I call that breakfast. It's kind of a disaster. I have this little GSI cook pot set. It's I think it's more made for like a rocket stove, like a jet boil or something, because it does not work on this. I don't know what I did with my cast iron skillet. If I can't find it, I'll buy a new one. But when I build the van out, this is all going to be much easier to do because I'm going to have my little, I don't know if I'm going to put the kitchen up there against the window or if I'm going to put it over on this side. But anyways, this has become quite the disaster. I wasn't even going to film this, but might as well throw it in there. So anyways, I'm going to make sure these don't burn, and I'll catch back up with you in a little bit. We are going to leave today at some point. I'm just not sure when. Probably cook this and take Floyd on a short bike ride or something and get this van cleaned up. So this is the finished product. It is just potatoes, onions. I used this cooking spray, but it'd probably be much better with regular butter. Red pepper and what is this? I don't even know what this is. Freeze-dried chives. So I'm just gonna eat it right out of the pan and minimize having to do dishes. I do have stuff to do dishes, but it is a pain in the butt. This little squirt bottle, I know I have ADD, but I didn't film the rest of it yesterday. This thing works great for what I wanted it for, and I used it to brush my teeth this morning, and it worked great for that. It always seems to be the little cheap things that you end up using the most. So anyways, I'm going to eat before this gets cold, and then we'll go on a bike ride. I started to go on a bike ride with him, and I realized that maybe even a light run probably isn't a good idea. So we're just out here walking around. I started the van to let it warm up. We're going to be leaving here in a minute. I felt so bad when I got in the driver's seat because he looked at me and he's like, I don't want to leave. That was the look on his face. He loves coming out to places like this. I can hear a woodpecker up there somewhere. It's a tree growing in an old tree. That's kind of cool. I wonder how old that stump is. Oh, there's a new tree coming out of it. I'm actually finding these little double trees all over the place. I'm gonna have to look this up when I get back to town. Here's another one. And then it seems like all of these big stumps here have produced new trees to varying levels of maturity. I'm sure I've seen this before, and maybe I just didn't pay attention, but this is pretty cool. I wonder how that works. This area must have just gotten logged or something not too long ago. This is a big open space. Maybe they were doing fire control. I have no idea. This is just on the other side of the trees from my campsite. It's a nice place to come out of the trees and get some sun though, because it stays pretty dark where I was. We're loaded up and ready to go. I organized the van enough to go back to town. I'm gonna be taking everything out of here when I get back anyways, so no more bikes in the van. We're not doing that anymore. That is probably half the reason that carpet stays nasty, but it was the only way for me to get my bike out here with me for this trip. So I don't know, I'll probably do some riding in town. I probably look like an idiot riding a fat bike on pavement, but I don't really care. So anyways, we're gonna head back and go see if we can get a reservation at this hotel that I have the points for. Look at that windshield. So much moisture. All right, well, maybe we'll film a little bit on the way back. I had to wipe some of this moisture off with my towel. It was just too much condensation, so anyways, we're headed back, and every time I go to leave, I don't want to. It seems that's the way it always goes, and I have to though, because I have a lot of stuff to get done today and the rest of the week.